y'all doing, man? Welcome back to the It Factor, man. As always, I'm your host, man. Today we have somebody special, as always. How you doing, Mr. Isaac Durant? Go ahead and introduce it.
Hey everybody, I'm Isaac Durant. I am the founder of Embedded Nature. I like to immerse myself in technology. At the heart of it, it's what I do, it's who I am. So I'm always exploring, interested in learning new things and hustle too. So
Yeah, we got
the grind is definitely real.
You got to, man. You ain't hustling, something wrong, man.
Yeah.
So I'll start off with saying, man, some basic, as I asked a lot of people, how was it attending St. Cloud State University?
Oh man, it was a really good experience. In my background, I didn't really care about school, like high school wise.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even know I needed to worry about going to college until I was already a junior, and I really stepped it up and increased my GPA. Got accepted to St. Cloud,
Mm-hmm.
and I struggled through that process of like how to learn. I think that's that one thing that you may not learn in high school, and I was fortunate to find some good friends, get some good teachers, and really immerse myself in the technology space. Being a computer engineering major, like from the ground up. First time I was programming was in college, all that kind of stuff, So
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Same for me. You ain't in it alone, man. Same for me. And like, I got asked this actually yesterday, like, what pushed you into computer science? I was like, I actually wanted to be an engineer. Like in my school, we had a 2-year program where you can do 3 years of science, like computer science, then get your engineering degree. So while in that, you did engineering classes. And of course, I was like, at the end of the program, I was like, I'm just gonna get my computer science degree. But all else failed, it's because I like the teachers. Some of the internships I had kind of inspired me to know I felt like I was going in the right direction. But like you said, when I started, I was like, this ain't for me, man, because I don't know what is coding. Like I didn't learn it in high school. I didn't know that I didn't know that I would like it like I do now. Of course, now I'm like, me being in this good little while. I say good 4 years now. It's like, yeah, ready to do something different now. But
Right.
I feel like that foundation and having that I was coding, it like made me feel like I could do something that a lot of people can't do. And I was like, let me teach them how to do this, man. So I do like that. I commend you for what you do,
man. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm. So
but,
man,
yeah, no.
So man, how was it studying computer science? Like, what were some of the barriers you had to get over while studying?
I think one of the hardest things was focusing, right? As a freshman, you're out there, you're partying, all that kind of stuff. But man, I really was blessed because I found my best friend like in math class on the first week of school. We looked at each other. We both said we were going for computer engineering. It was like, bet, we stuck together. So it was like, we held each other accountable. If we had to go study, it's like, all right, well, I guess we can't party tonight.
Right.
At St. Cloud, the library is called the Miller Center. So, when we say it's Miller time, we're not talking about drinking beers. Like we would be in there, all the books out, like just trying to like get ready for these exams, man. So I think the learning strategy is understanding that the teacher's not going to give you the answer. Like you got an hour of lecturing, but then that's just the peak of it. Like you got to go in and discover what they are fundamentally trying to talk about, and that's not something that I even did right away. Just going through school, it's like after a while you're kind of like, okay, I think I see what the purpose of this thing is. And for computer engineering, it's a hybrid of being electrical and computer science. So for me, not only did I have to learn these fundamental programming concepts and all the math and physics aside, but to do like more electrical engineering, hands-on with circuit boards and understanding all the memory and how all that stuff works in a computer. It was like, I was like, wow, I can't believe this is how I'm able to talk to you type of thing. Like I was just blown away that we got these little like silicon chips that do so much.
Right.
And I think that curiosity allowed me to keep going through a lot of the struggles of starting from the ground up, you know.
Mhm. I would say the same, man, because like seeing certain things that I saw in class, I got exposed to. I never thought I would be able to see them, and I would tell my friends like something we did. Like I remember me and my boy we was in circuits, and we was playing with the board. Like it was in lab, so like the professor wasn't there, left us in there, and like the board started smoking. And we was like, oh, wait a minute, man. Wait a minute, bro. So we went to lunch, man. After that, we like went to lunch after that. Like we fixed everything, whatever. We took everything out. We told our professor, we was like, yeah, it started smoking. We don't know what happened. He was like, you overpowered it or something like that. And when we went to lunch, I told one of my best friends that happened. He was like, so y'all get to blow stuff up in class? I'm like, no, I ain't supposed to go like that, man. I don't even know what happened, man. But that made me happy because I was like, can't wait the next week. We're going to blow something else up. Wait a minute.
Right.
And I ain't want to do that because I know I was messing equipment up, but I was like, that's cool, you know.
Yeah. Once you smell those circuits burning, everybody knows. It's like that
wait a minute,
popcorn smell.
what's going on? You know, so,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So how's your day-to-day job, man? Like what do you do now?
Day-to-day is cool. Right now I'm working as a IoT front end engineer at Smart Things.
Mm-hmm.
So, working under the smart home industry, dealing with the IoT in our apps. So we run across mobile and then web. So a lot of interactions with teams across the board. We have representation. So I'm in Minnesota. We have colleagues in California. So everyone's remote. So adjusting to that a little bit, we've done it for a whole year now, but I think it's going good. I primarily work in React, and we run our own stack. So it's kind of like a full stack role. So we do our own deployments and everything across the board there. So,
Ooh. So can you tell to the viewers like what is the front end? Like what's front end development? Like of course I know, but
yeah.
So I never had nobody just say they do front end. So I just want to,
Yeah.
that's on the Internet of Things, IoT. So I want to see what front end.
Right. The way I would explain it is your front end is your interface. It's the gateway to the viewer, right? So that's where your user is making those interactions, clicking on your buttons, putting input fields in the boxes and all that kind of stuff. And then a teeny layer under that, still considered front end, is how you communicate to your back end. So, when you have that node server, something has to be presented, but it has to be hosted somewhere. So you would have like a node backend where you can connect your APIs and databases and all that set up. So I'm not sure how other companies really run front end, because in a way you could be that front end guy where you work with the UX designer, make sure the buttons look exactly how it's spec'd, and then somebody else can handle the total back end. So then once you're incorporating the back end and you're making sure that the service connections are there and you got your security tokens and all that kind of stuff, then you kind of are moving into that front end full stack type of spot. And then on the other side of that, you could be doing more microservices now too, where now at a larger organizational level, you're working with communicating your architecture across maybe multiple front ends. So I think the stack keeps going back and back, but overall, front end versus full stack is the presentation layer versus where are you moving that data on the back end.
Right. Love how you broke that down. He was like, in a couple seconds, I'm gonna get this right here. Right. I like that, man. So like, what is your it factor, man? Why you do what you do?
Man, like from a really young age, I was always interested in technology, like setting up AOL, all the computers, all the TVs. Like I was always, Best Buy was my favorite store. Like, I was always just in that. And growing up, loved video games. I actually thought I was gonna be like a video game developer, that kind of thing. And what I found as I was like going through life is that I always knew what was happening in the technology space. Like friends would come to me, be like, man, how did you even know that? Or how did you understand that this is coming out, and like just, but I was always there. Like I was always Googling the newest technology coming out and that kind of
Research.
stuff. So naturally, I I went into college with that um, with that degree in mind, not really knowing what it was, but I
Mm.
just knew that I liked technology. So I think my IT factor is having that curiosity of seeing and believing that technology is moving us forward in a good direction.
Right.
I think a lot of people get overwhelmed and almost fearful that, oh man, technology is going to take over and it's going to do all this. But you know, we're in control of it, and it does help. When you think about accessibility and people that maybe can't see and all this kind of stuff, like they can use an Alexa, or they have different text to, she's trying to talk to me, but they have there's so many ways technology fundamentally helps us more than hurts us.
Right.
And I
Works
think
not.
that, right, yeah, that's one of the things I strive to do, is show people the whole aspect of it. So
Mhm. I like that, man. So like, what are some with the, what are some of the cool things you created on your own? I would say outside of work.
yeah, my like, I always like to tell this one because this was my one claim to fame, to show me that I know I can build whatever I really need to, or anybody should be able to build what they want if they care deeply enough, was in college building a power generating bicycle trainer.
Uh,
So we had a stationary bike, user can ride it, and that energy was being converted through an alternator, and we were storing it in a battery.
mm,
And I was working with two electrical engineers. I was a computer engineer, and I had to figure out how to get the right PWM cycles to make sure that the rider can like have a nice resistive ride, but then also store it. It had to run through an app, so like it encompassed everything that I've never even done.
yeah.
Got it done. So when I broke out into the real world, I was like, all right, I can do whatever. Like I just built this whole thing that it pumped me up, was ready for school or ready to be done. So like breaking out into the real world, it was just like, what do you need me to do? Like I think early on we always got to prove ourselves, right? You're fresh in the industry. You just have to go out there and grind and just prove that you know what you're doing. And then sometimes in Black culture we find ourselves having to prove ourselves a little harder, and we work harder to strive for that stuff. But at a fundamental level, it's like every time you get that next success, you're just like keep going. So I had started a blog, techchecknews.com, when I was in college, where I started to curate a lot of the technology that I was learning about. And that's one of the things that I'm still evolving on now. It's a artificial intelligence AI driven news source about good technology for good, renewable energy, electric vehicles, AI, working through like network security and blockchain technology,
Mm,
trying to show how technology is being used across the world to solve a lot of the problems we have. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to push and get that out there and move in,
right.
and make sure is in a solid spot. But otherwise, man, I'm always tinkering. I always got like all these ideas, messing with different things here and there. Right now, I'm not really like working on one project per se, but always got something.
Yeah, I got someone up my sleeves right there. I know. I feel
Yeah.
I do as well. Always got something right there. Like I'm gonna do something. Something else I'm gonna do. I
Yeah.
don't know yet, but I'm gonna do it. But I definitely would love to work with you, man. Like keep working with you. Outside even the show. Like, cause I just like tech stuff, and I just want my viewers to be having different networks to where they can just reach out to people like yourself. And
Right.
so that's
Yeah. No, that would be awesome. Is that kind of your goal, would you say?
yeah, that's one of my goals, man, as well, man. Like to always have that network for Black people to be able to, something that we might not have in school, like so that they can
Right.
always reach out to someone like, oh man, he's a computer engineer. I'm a computer scientist, but hey, let me see what he doing, you know. And then they find out about your news channel, like they read something and be like, you know, I want to work with, like, what can we do? What can we create, man, you know, to cut down pollution in America, you know, something like that.
Right.
You know, something
Right.
simple like that. That's what I want to do. There's a lot
Yeah.
of different
No, that's
avenues
awesome.
I want to do, but that's one of them that I know. That's why I created the show. So, like, do you
Cool.
have any questions for me?
Yeah, man. So, I mean, you've been running the show for a while. You know, how did you get started with it? How's it going? And then where do you see it in the next 3 to 5 years?
Oh man, that's amazing. So basically, last year, December, actually around this time, I was like in the writing stages, like, let me see what I can do, because I'm an author as well. Let me see what I can do, you know, with a show. Like, let me create a show that, you know, nobody has seen before, or that has been created or died down. So I researched on YouTube, try to find, you know, texts and podcasts. And of course, I found a good few, but I seen that they were lacking the midst of like bringing somebody on. Because I was like, I'm not just gonna sit in front of a computer and, you know, teach all day. I was thinking that's what I was gonna do at first, but I was like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be cool to where we can talk. I could talk to people about what they're doing, and I feel like me being a moderator, I can just get more stuff done by that, because more people will reach out to me or them and say, "Hey, I want you to come on this," or be able to create a beacon for Blacks to be able to, you know, reach out to anybody outside of
Right.
LinkedIn type platform or anything like that. They can go to any of my videos
Right.
like, "Hey, wait a minute, that's so and so. All right, let me reach out to Jeremy." They leave a comment or something and say, "Oh man, can I talk to can I talk to Isaac, bro? I like what he doing." You know, that's what I want. So I want people to always be able to have a network to keep doing what they're doing so they can be successful. That's what my thing.
Right.
That was my thing
That's
for
awesome.
creating it. And I would say 3 to 5 years from now, I would like to, you know, hopefully, you know, I'm trying to move to being a college professor. So hopefully I'm a college
Okay.
professor, or at least close to doing it, or adjunct work or something, so that I can kind of bounce back off of like the IT world. Like, just, you know, yeah, I worked there. This is what I do now. I still had a show. And
Right.
by then I can kind of have my own little studio, even though I have a man cave right now. You know, have my own little studio, and just keep pushing out these videos and doing more events, probably going to colleges, certain
Mm-hmm.
companies that will let me come and stuff like that. Even probably fly to you, you know, let's have a conversation. Let's
Let's
do
do
some
it.
work, you know, just those type of things, so that it can get us advanced in the Black tech space, business space, you know, and any profession that Blacks are in. That's kind of where my mind is
Right.
now. Because the more I did it, it's
That's
more people
awesome.
like reach out to me that's, "Hey, I'm not tech." I'm like, "Hey, you can be on the show, man. What's your occupation? Like, what you do?" And it's like, because it's not only about that, but if you're Black in tech, I'm like, "Oh, cool. You business?" I'm like, "All right, cool. That's like a go getter. Like, all right, that's good." But any occupation, if you're doing something, man, you deserve to be on the show. So that's how I feel about it. So
Right.
that's my vision.
No,
That's my vision.
that's awesome, man. You're definitely like you're documenting us for other people to have that. Man, I want to do that. That's cool, because I would say, you know, I was like part of Nesbia. I went to Anaheim to go see like Black in tech, and boy, like it was first time I even saw, you know, Black people working at Apple and NASA and Google and all this stuff, and it was like really motivating to just someone that looks like you is in this position.
Right.
And I think like this podcast is really going to help people for years to come. Like you
Thank
got all this content, so that's really awesome, man. And I definitely would like to work with you. Like I'm always trying to think of ways to collaborate and move forward, because you know I'm in the same boat. Like I want to help people explore their technology aspect and just like find their passion through technology. So we should definitely do
We definitely
that.
will, man. We definitely will, man, brother. You know, we'll have a
Yeah.
good weekend, man. That's kind of it for the show. And I
Okay.
definitely will be reaching out to you soon, man, with like when the show coming out, things like that. And then we can just keep, you know, we got each other all information now. We can stay in touch.
Yep.
If anything coming your way, let me know. I do the same. And that's how
All
I
right. Yeah. Yeah.
this stuff. But take it easy, brother.
All right, man. Yeah. You have a good weekend, and thank you for having me.